Okay, when it comes to the decisions are made by leaders. Okay, so when it comes to leadership and decision making, okay, both of them are related. And today I have a case study to give all of you today to work on. I don't want to burden you with a lot of presentation. We have seen a lot of beautiful presentation, but today I prefer to go practical, where I'm going to give each group of you a case to handle, to make a decision and come up with a solution. Okay? So inshallah, I will not take long time to present this one because of my time. Okay? So when it comes to the both of them, leadership and decision making, they have a dialectic relationship. And daily we are making a decision. And as a leader, okay, we are making a decision by ourselves, or if you are organizational leader, we are making a decision first from who to hire. When you are a leader of an organization, the first thing that's gonna come to your mind is, whom do you want to hire in your organization? And another thing that's gonna run to your mind is what kind of a project that you wanna prioritize. So of course you have a lot of project, but surely you must prioritize it. You cannot put all of them on the table. Okay, you have to prioritize it. And at the same time, you have to work on cutting budget. This is a global phenomenon right now because we are having economic meltdown, all over the world. So they are cutting down the budget. So as a leader, it's a really surmountable, task and challenge for every single leader now, how to cut the budget. We have not been given full budget, but how are you gonna run your organization when you are handicapped, when you are not fully supported by the government or by the funder of your organization? And as a new leader, you may find it so challenging for yourself that I'm a new leader, how are you gonna make a decision? So today we're gonna share some few strategy for you how to make your own decision. So I try to come up with a simple mathematic, which is, you can see from the white screen. These are the equality that I believe, and this has been proven globally that an excellent leadership is equal to effective leader because they are correlated. And if you are an effective leader, you are definitely a problem solver because he's connected. And if you are a problem solver, a good one, mean definitely you always come up with the right decisions. And if you always come up with the right decision, you will always have a good implementation. And once you have a good implementation, you're gonna have a successful organization. And once you achieve, once you're successful in your organization, then you are able to achieve your goals, which is the last thing, that you must achieve the organizational goal. This is a global study, it has been confirmed. But if you are not an effective leader, of course, your decision is gonna be very poor. And definitely it's gonna have a huge and impact influence on your organization. So at the end of the day, you will fail to achieve your organizational goals. Many studies have confirmed that. Okay, let's talk about what is decision making. Decision making is a critical aspect of the effective problem solving. Because when you are a leader, you have to make a decision. You have to be a problem solver. So both of them are related because when you want to make a decision, definitely there is a problem. And you cannot make a decision when there is no problem. There is a problem, that's why you have to make a quick decision making. And at the same time, it is about, before you doing that, you have to ensure that you have enough data, enough information for you to make your own decision. It's an example of when you are writing your own thesis. I believe that most of you are a student, master or PhD student here. When you want to start your thesis writing, the first thing that you're supposed to have in your mind is the problem. I believe that if you don't have a problem, you're going to have a serious problem with your supervisor. Where is the problem of doing this research? Same goes to you as a decision maker, as a leader. You have to first look for problem, then you find information. So finding information is about finding literature review to support your claims in your thesis, to support or to back up your problem statement. And at the same time, as a leader, you have to have a lot of potential outcomes. You have to consider many outcomes. What's going to be the outcome? Don't think about first. Think about what's going to happen after making the decision. Would that be a positive or negative outcome? So then you have to, look for all these. You put all these together and deciding the best course of the action. You need information. So considering or deciding the best course of action is, as a student, you have to definitely go and collect your data, then have a methodology, analyze your data. So same goes to you as a leader. You need information, then you need to have a lot of outcomes. You need to think about it, what's going to be the outcome of your decision. Then for you to, to make your own decision, these are the things that you have to put into consideration. And when it comes to the problem solving is what we are making decision on. Problem solving involves identifying the problems, as I mentioned before, understanding its cause, what caused this problem, and creating and implementing a solution, okay, and assessing the success. So there's something called plan and evaluation. When you are putting all this together, it's a planning. And once you executed your decision, you have to evaluate it, whether it was impactful, whether is it effective, was there any problem there? So that is why you always have to go beyond your decision making. You have to evaluate it, whether it is successful or you are short into your decision making. Okay, there are many reports that have been reported. This is the finding from the Harvard Business Schools. There was a report saying that more than 55% of the leaders around the world regretted about their decision. Why are they regretting about their decision? Because decision making is not that easy. We just only put all this information, gathering information, finding alternative. But at the end of the day, as a human being, we still don't know whether we're going to be successful or not. So most of the leaders in the world are still regretting. Why are they regretting? Some of them claim that because they miss a lot of opportunity, so to execute a proper decision. Some of them say they have not learned from their previous mistakes. Some of them say that they did not consider many other people, the condition of other people, the welfare for other people. So they are regretting because of that. Some of them also believe that they did not have enough information to execute their plan. So to regret when you make a decision is considered normal. We have to normalize it when you are making a decision. Yeah, you make a mistake, but you don't make twice a mistake. That's why English proverb says that once beaten, twice shy. Once you fail in one decision, you should not fail in the second decision. You should learn from your mistake. Okay, these are the strategies for decision making. I need to go fast because I have work to do all of you, so I need to know how to cut my time. Okay, when it comes to the strategy for decision making, so these are the strategy. So be aware of your biases. Everyone is biased. We are human beings. We are not perfect. But the most important thing is, are you aware of your biasness? I'm not sure whether we have even asked ourselves, in which field, at what level are you biased? So we have biasness, but the most important is you don't allow your biasness to influence your decision. When you know that, when you identify yourself that I am biased, I'm emotional, I'm a hot temper, so it means that you have to know how to control that. And during the time that you are making a decision, you have to ensure that this does not have an impact in making a decision. So again, when it comes to the decision making, you have to make sure that you get enough of perspective. You cannot just, depend on one perspective. You have to consider multiple perspectives. You have to ask other people. You have to look at left and right. You cannot just simply listen to one side. As a leader, you have to make sure that you achieve win-win situation, 50-50. Okay, that is your job as a leader. You need more perspective, multiple perspective for you to make your decision. Consider multiple scenario. You have to look at the scenario as well. When it comes to the scenario, when it comes to the outcomes, possibilities. What about if you fail? What about if you are, your emotion got the best out of you? What about if you are being impacted because of your being biased to that person, your hatred? You have to consider many scenarios. Then use data. Data and evidence is very important. And in the world today, people tend to rely on data. In any organization, we believe in data. We are living in a data world whereby we don't simply make a decision based on our own emotion, based on our own logicality. We make a decision based on the data, based on the facts and figures that we have. So as a leader, you have to put that one in consideration. Don't simply make a decision by listening to one side or by just only to one data. You have to consider many data before you make your own judgment or your own choice. Okay, the embrace on uncertainty and ambiguity. So you have to make sure that there are a lot of uncertainties. So no one is perfect. You are not perfect. Your environment is not perfect. The people are not perfect. The condition is not perfect. So you have to put that. I give an example. When I'm marking a student as a lecturer at the department, when I come to the final marking, especially when I give the student subjective questions, okay, I always try to put myself into the student's shoes with the sense that I will always look at, okay, what about if I'm wrong in marking? The students have done their part. So maybe out of 10, I give 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. So what about myself? Because I'm a human being. My students also are human beings. What made me perfect? So I will have to, check the mark, review the mark again and again. Because what about if maybe I've been influenced that particular time? Because research has proven that different time influences human being. In the morning, when you make a decision in the morning, your decision may be different in the afternoon or in the night because of the conditions that you are. In the morning, probably you are fresh, you are ready to, to mark all the students because you are so energetic at the time. So you are ready to mark 50 papers. But in the afternoon, definitely as a human being, you are tired. Your tiredness definitely will affect your grading of your student. So what about in the night when you are completely knocked out, you are completely tired, you want to sleep? Of course, what do you expect from that? So you have to look at all these conditions before you make before you make your decision. So these are all the certainties that you have to look as a human being. And learn from your past mistake. So as I mentioned before, you cannot do mistake twice. Okay? So you have to learn, make sure that you don't fall. If you make a mistake for the first time, it is okay. But the second time, make sure it does not happen again. Seek feedback and challenge assumptions. Get a feedback from the people. Delay your decision rather than making a quick decision, then you're going to regret at the end of the day. So make sure that you delay it a little bit for you to get multiple perspectives, then to consider many scenarios and gather that data as much as you can and get many feedback from the people for you to make your own decision. But still, that does not make you perfect. So that is why that is where spirituality comes in. You have done your part. You have followed the book. These are all the books. We are leading. This is considered leading by the book. But at the end of the day, that does not guarantee that you're going to get 100% a success in your decision. But you still have to consider spirituality. That is where Islamic perspective comes in. Okay, these are the model that you can consider or you can make use of it when it comes to decision making. So one of them, we call it PESTEL. PESTEL is one of the famous model that we are using under educational planning and evaluation. This is one subject I'm teaching in my career. So when it comes to the planning and evaluation, we normally use this kind of model. It's very important, and it is applicable in any circumstances. So one of them is PESTEL, meaning P. Start with the P. Political factor. As a leader, you have to consider political factor, which are the policy of the government. Any kind of decision you have to make, you have to look at the government policy. You cannot go beyond government policy unless you're going to find yourself jail or arrested. So you have to look at the political, and you have to look at the political stability. Before you make a decision, if you are a leader of an organization, you have to make sure that, you have to consider whether the kind of environment that you find yourself in terms of political, is it stable or not? Because the stability and unstable of the politics also will influence your decision as well. So social factors, you have to look at what they call it, the people that you are dealing with. You have to look at the population of the people, demographic factors, you have to put it into consideration before you make a decision. What about if you make a decision that is not applicable to everyone? So you have to consider that. Then you have to consider the environmental factor. Ecosystem have to be there. You have to look at the environmental policy. Whether are you aligned with the environmental policy or you against the environmental policy? Sustainability, SGD, you have to consider that before you make your own decision. And then we are talking about legal factors. So when it comes to legal factor, you have to look at it, the kind of the business law that you have in your particular country or in your respected environment. Are you abide with the policies, with the law? So you have to look at the technology. So you have to know that you are a leader of an organization where you have a lot of competitions, where you need technology to facilitate the performance of your organization. Then you have to look at the economic factors as well, especially economic uncertainty also is very important. You have to look at, what your company is capable, the budget of your company, and where do you stand among of the other companies in your environment. So these are the persons that you can consider before you make your own decision so that you can able to make a right decision. Okay, I mentioned just now Islamic perspective. Whether you consider or whether you follow the strategy, you use the PESO, or you use the SWOT analysis, these are the potential models and theories that you can apply. But when it comes to the success is still at stake. We still don't know what's going to happen. That's why we need spirituality. That whatever you put in front of you, you have done your part, you have to refer to Almighty Allah for the success. So the one I presented before, yes, you may have some few success, but there's no guarantee that you can have 100%. So when it comes to the Islamic perspective, our own completely different. So that is the Western one, the one I presented. But when it comes to the Islamic, our source is from the Quran and Hadith. So these are the Quranic foundation of decision making. First, mutual consultation. We have been asked and we have been advised that before you make any decision, we have to have shura. We have to have consultation with people, even before you depend on Allah. Allah say that before you depend, make a shura with the people first. After the shura, then you can say, wa tawakkal ala Allah. First of all, you consult the people, get me, opinions, perspective as much as you can. So, and you can say from the Quran, فَبِرَحْمَةٍ مِنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُ وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. You can see from here, that was the ayah sending to the Prophet Muhammad saying that you cannot be so strict to your companion. You have to make yourself flexible, and so that you can be, they can see you as a person that they can be trusted, they can consult, they can discuss their affairs. So this is where the shura comes. And everyone is aware of how we started the leadership in Medina when the Prophet migrated to Medina with his companion. We started first with the shura, with the consultation. And again, we have about ethical criteria here. So when you are making a decision, we have to be adil. We have to be just in our decision. And we have to apply righteousness in whatever we are doing. And you can see from here, Shahadallahu annahu la ilaha illa huwa wal malaika wa ulul ilmi liqa'ima bil qist la ilaha illa huwa al-aziz al-hakim. Okay, we can see the word of kiss means we have to be just in whatever we are doing. And the last one here, it is trust in Allah. So after you complete all what you're supposed to do, you follow the procedure, you follow the books, you follow all the guidelines. So then from there, you can say, yes, I've done my part. وَمَا عَلَى رَسُولٍ إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينَ. But you cannot give up at the first place. You cannot, what they call it, stay in a mosque and praying without doing what you're supposed to do. You need to put all those strategies first. Then at the end of the day, then you can say atawakkal Allah. Why is that? Azamtu fatawakkal Allah. After you have done all this, then depend on Allah. Then you are ready to accept any kind of outcome that comes from your decision. So let me emphasize a little bit when it comes to the ethical part and the holistic approach in Islam. So yes, we have been, there's a lot of emphasis, a lot of ayah that talks about being adil, being just in our decision and the way we deal with the people. And you can see there are many ayah from here that talks about being just and being fair to the people. Then social good, we are being advised also to be good to our neighbors, to be good to our people. So any kind of decision we are making, we have to ensure that our decision does not affect, our neighbor, negatively. So, and you can see a lot, we can see the ayah here, I cannot read it. وَالْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. So you can see from here all emphasize on how to deal with our people, the people in the society. Combating evil, we have to make sure that, yes, we don't have evil, we are not practicing on ethical behavior, we are not arrogant. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُتَكَبِّرِينَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ مَنْ كَانَ مُخْتَالًا فَخُورًا. So you cannot be arrogant. So we have to consider all this when you are making your own decision. Empathy and compassion, you have to know how to deal with the people with the empathy. As I mentioned before, this is kind of the idea I mentioned before, when the ayah saying to the prophet that you have to be really compassionate with your people. You have to be, let them see their part, let them see that you are available, let them see that you are a person that can be trusted. So this is also is part of the ethical and holistic approach in Islam. Okay, Quranic foundations of decision making. Okay, and you can see from here, when it comes to the heart, how do we diagnose our heart? It's a kind of the very important in Islam. So because our heart is very, very important, and when you want to make a decision, there are many questions you have to ask yourself. So especially one of the ayah mentioning here that ya ayyatuha an-nafsul mutma'innat irji'i ila rabbika radiyatan maridiyya. So, and when you are making a decision, these are the questions that you're supposed to come from your heart. You're supposed to ask in your heart. First of all, you should ask yourself, how do I jump to solutions without fully analyzing the cause? And how do I struggle to consult others before making decisions? How do I fail to measure the impact of my action? How do I ignore my leadership weakness? So these are the things, these are the considered nafsul lawama. If you are nafsul lawama, this is according to the hierarchy, is the second level that you're supposed to be questioning yourself. That, did I make a good decision? Did I consult the people? Did I get the other people's opinion? Did I consider left and right? Have I omitted people or people concerned? Have I been judgmental in my decision? These are the questions that you're supposed to ask ourselves. Okay, and when it comes to the prophetic remedies, okay, we have challenges. What are the challenges? Okay, acting without consultation. We are not considering sure. It means you solely depends on your emotion, on your logic, okay, or your logicality. So, and relying only on logical, and the last one is blaming others. So what are the prophetic remedy for it? The first one, when you are acting without consultation, of course, you should practice shura, as I mentioned before, and perform istikhara, which is the solution when you only depend on your logicality. So, and when you keep on blaming the people, embrace personal accountability. So, and the supporting evidence for it, you can see the first one, you come to the shura, consult them in matters. I mean, the ayah that I've cited before. And if you are on certain pray, do istikhara, as you mentioned, Imam Bukhari, then the last one, each of you is a shepherd. كُلُّكُمْ رَاعٍ وَكُلُّكُمْ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَعِيَّتِهِ. So you don't simply blame the people on your decision. You have to take accountability, responsibility, and accountability of the decision that you have just made. Okay, the source of decision in Islam, we all know that before we do anything, these are the source. We have to first refer to the ijma, then qiyas and ijtihad. I think all of you are aware of this. First, we have to refer to the Quran, then refer to the Hadith. Then, if we don't find a clear evidence from both, holy books, then you have to consider al-Qiyat, we have to consider al-Jihad, many things you have to consider. So at the end of the day, we are able to refer to the source of the source before we make any decision. Okay, when it comes to the patient decision making, which is as-sabr fi waqt al-qarar. Okay, when you want to make a decision, you have to make sure that you are very patient enough. Okay, first, commitment to outcomes. As a Muslim or as a Muslim, we have to be committed to whatever comes from our decision. And trust in divine plan. We have to depend on Allah. Whatever happened, you have to know that it is from Allah. Resilient. So we have to be what they call it. We cannot just give up easily. So, and even during the hardship, so we have to depend on Allah. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, we just have to tawakkal on Allah. So, and last one, emotional and spiritual growth. We have to make sure that, yes, we cultivate sabr whatever we are doing. Okay? Okay, I would like to share a finding, one of the medical decision-making findings that I came across online. So this was a research done in the United States, and this is the title of the research. It was, the title was Islam, the Quran, and the Medical Decision-Making, the experience of the Middle Eastern Muslim families with the children undergoing stem cell transplantation in the United States. So this research, it was qualitative was used to collect the data, and if I'm not mistaken, it was ethnography research that they used from this study. This is the findings. So the findings from this research shows that Muslims are very patient. Our patient is a core belief in Islam. So it means that those parents, they were so resilient in their decision, despite that it wasn't medical decision between life and death, but still they were very patient in Allah. And the second one, it was reported that Al-Quran provides comfort, healing, and protection. This is what they found from the Muslim when they make their own medical decision. So, and number three, they found religious take in the medical center, help families, feel respected. So those people, whenever you're in a hospital, it's a real life story of this research. They found that once they decided, the family made a medical decision, they keep on praying to Allah, and the facility provider at the mosque in the United States were able to facilitate their timely prayer. Morning and night they are praying, and they still believe in Allah. They are seeking religious consultation. At the same time, also, this family, they found that after they make a decision, they were seeking consultation, or before they make a decision, there was a consultation whether they should go for this medical or not. So, and this is the report. And the last, Muslim belief guided decision making. Muslim practice brought comfort, strength, and peace. So they found that before they make a decision, this family was so reliant on Allah. And after the decision, they did not give up. They still tawakkal that, yes, we have done our part. Whatever comes at the end, so they still believe that Allah is the one, give it to us, and Allah is the one take it from us. So this is their belief, this is their iman. So this is considered as a medical decision as a Muslim, so that we have to consider. Okay, practical step for Muslims today. So as a Muslim today, what we're supposed to do before we make any decision, first, we have to define the problem first. Second, consult trustworthy individuals. You have to make sure that you consulted the right people, not the people that are emotional, not the people that they have what they call hatred toward the kind of decision that you have to make. Then pray istikhara. Yes, istikhara is very important. As is mentioned, ma khaba man istashara, wala nadima man istashara, wala ala man iqtasada. If you are consulting the people, you will never lose. That's why they say, ma khaba man istakhara. You will never lose if you are making istikhara. Okay? So you got nothing to lose when you are consulting the people. Okay? Commit with the patient and trust. Wa iza azamta fatawakkal Allah. So whatever you do, so at the end of the day, as a Muslim, you have to surrender. We have to accept any outcome that comes from us, so come from the decision, whether it's good or whether it's bad, we have done our part. We just have to, rely on Allah. Okay, Islamic decision-making model. So I put all this together here. So although it's not clear here, but I try to put them together first. It is about, oh my God, I cannot say it. Okay, okay. The first one is about decision making, which is more into istikhara before you do anything. So I think it's very common for us that whatever any kind of movement you want to make in your life, that you have to do istikhara first. Okay, and istishara as well. So it means that you have to make a consultation with the people. Then you have to, at the same time also, you have to, any kind of decision you have to make sure that your decision is in the interest of the public, not because of your own personal gain or your own personal interest. So, and then number 4, it is about consider the dunya wal akhirah. Make sure that whatever you are doing, dunya wal akhirah, wala tensaba nasibaka min dunya. So whenever you are making decision, you have to consider dunya wal akhirah. And last not the least, you have to confidently making a decision once consulted and having faith in Allah. So that is the end of the decision. Whatever you have done, you have put together. At the end of the day, you just have to tawakkal on Allah. So this is the this is the Islamic model, especially when it comes to decision making. So yeah. So I think I've come to the end of my very small presentation. Then I have something for all of you here. I think, can you help me, brother? Yes. Yeah, I have a case study for all of you. So I can see that all of you are enjoying my presentation. Thank you. Then I also want to enjoy your own decision making. Okay, so please, can you give to each table?
One paper.
Yeah, one paper. So I want you to work as a group. It's a very simple case study. I want you to analyze it, read it, and I'm just expecting one person to read it out to come up with your findings. Okay? Yeah, it's two cases, yes. No, only one, each. Maybe case 1, case 2.
Is honesty and integrity.
Yes.
So, and ethics also. Number 2 is Ahmed's decision to justify taking the money if it's used for charity acceptable in Islam. Well, we can say no, because it is prohibited for you to take something wrong and then give it to say it's good. So this one is prohibited. No. Number 3, what alternative halal ways can Ahmed explore to support his family? We have 2 options here. Is either Ahmed borrow money from the company he is working for, or he is either going to borrow money from the bank he has the account, so that he can take care of his family. Number 4, what will you do if you are in Ahmed's position? So here we can say Ahmed should have the tawakkul, trust in Allah will find its best solution for him. And all the way, in the same way, he already borrowed the money, he can do the business, and trust God can make him rich. So the last question, how does Islam encourage believers to deal with hardship and ethical dilemmas? I think here we said the Quran has already given us a guidance in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah says, Surah Ar-Rahim, أم حسبتم أن تدخلوا الجنة ولما يأتكم مثل الذين خلوا من قبلكم مستهم البأس والضراء وزلزلوا حتى يقول الرسول والذين آمنوا معه متى نصر الله ألا إن نصر الله قريب. So here Quran has given us a guidance that whatever we are doing, we should remember that the hardship and struggle has happened to the people in the past, our ancestors. So here we have to remain patient, and if we remain patient, then the victory will soon come. So this is for the case 1.
Thank
Can
you.
I go?
Thank you.
Can I go for case 2?
Anyone. Thank you. Okay. Any group else?
Also, raise your hand. Groups who are finished.
Any group that finished?
Group.
Okay, brother. Okay, what do you have? Anyone? Okay, you want to go for? Okay, here. Anyone? Okay, brother, what do you have?
All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good evening, all. So, in case study 2, group 3 chooses option 3. But then what is the case study? It says Ahmad is the CEO of Baraka Halal Foods, a successful medium-sized halal food company based in Kuala Lumpur. So actually, he had an investor from South Africa who wants to invest to expand the reach of the company over there, but with options of non-Sharia compliant financing systems and substandard halal certifications. Now, from the decision-making dilemma, the questions given are three. First is to accept the South African investor's offer that contains non-Sharia compliant financing and substandard Sharia compliant certification. Second is to reject the offer completely. And then third is to negotiate terms that align with Sharia compliant financing and halal certification standards. So we are asked to choose one of the three options and why. So we discussed, after fierce arguments, we arrived at option 3, which is to negotiate terms that clearly align with Sharia compliant financing and halal certification standards. Why? Because as the offer comes, or as it is at the moment, it has non-Sharia compliant content or coverage. So negotiation will allow the halal company to reach an agreement, a common ground with the South African investing partner or company or what have you. And when this negotiation happens, it means that the investors will gain profit from the investment. The company will also have part, and then the reputation is also expanded. And not only that, the South African market now has global, halal options rather than conventional options. And we cite a verse to support it. قُلْ يَا أَهْلَ الْكِتَابِ تَعَالَوْا إِلَى كَلْمَةٍ سَوَاءٍ بَيْنَنَا وَبَيْنَكُمْ. Even though the context differs, but the application could be analogically applied, which means, oh, you people of book, come in terms of things that we have, that we could have common grounds and agree upon. So this is what we choose. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brother Winston, and then take a vote.
Okay. Any group? Okay. It's okay here? Okay. Anyone?
Yeah, so our case study is the case 2, where Ahmed, CEO of Baraka Halal Foods, he's trying to expand his business with an investor. And
Yes, let's listen to this group, please.
firstly, we will try to negotiate the terms that would compliant with Sharia laws. And if the negotiation doesn't go right, we should reject the deal, because we should not compromise our ahira for dunya. Yeah.
Thank you. You ready? This group? Okay, the girls. Okay. Okay, this group. Okay, our ladies, our sisters. Okay, you ready? Okay, let's give. Okay. Okay, here.
Okay.
Okay.
Give the ladies some.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. So we also got case study 2, where it's talking about Ahmed, who is the CEO of Baraka Halal Food. We attempted this case study by going through each question, and then we answered every single question and even considered the possible negotiation terms towards the end. So I intend to share with you what we found could be the correct answer for each of the questions. First thing first, we think that this deal for this offer for rapid business expansion would not be the best option for Baraka Halal Food, because the business aims are different from what Baraka Halal Food actually has. This particular method fails to comply with the company's established marketing objectives and strategic goals for market positioning. And furthermore, it fundamentally fails to align with the core Islamic principles that the organization has committed to uphold, including providing halal means of life to the society, thus substantially lacking the integrity and ethical foundation that forms the cornerstone of the business philosophy. We think that the misalignment between these proposed tactics and our company, his company, Ahmed's company, values would potentially damage the brand reputation and trustworthiness in the long term. Therefore, we think that this decision wouldn't serve a profit. And when we go to the second question, we think yes, the deal doesn't. This deal wouldn't comply with the Islamic Sharia principles, and we definitely wouldn't prefer that. We hope Ahmed doesn't prefer it too. We think that our organizational values are deeply rooted in ethical business practices, which are aligned with Islamic teachings. And we would rather go for a deal that enables us to make lesser profit through halal means than to accumulate substantial wealth through methods that contradict our religious values. We think that this approach not only preserves our integrity, but also strengthens our reputation among stakeholders who would share similar values. We think that in the long run, maintaining consistency with our ethical standard will prove more beneficial for sustainable business growth by adhering to our brand's morals and building our brand reputation. So the third question, we think yes, Ahmed should negotiate terms to align with the Sharia compliant financing and halal certification standards, which we think will prove beneficial to Barakah Halal Food. We think the possible negotiation terms could include using Islamic financial methods like mudaraba, profit sharing, or musharaka, joint venture, instead of riba-based loans. Ahmed can also insist that any outsourcing be done with factories that meet the halal standards or equivalent certification with regular audits to ensure compliance. And also other terms may involve including a Sharia advisory board in decision making that would help us that will help us in setting clear penalties for any breach of halal standards. We think this way the business can grow without compromising its Islamic foundation.
MashaAllah, wonderful, wonderful sister. Thank you very much. Thank you. Anyone? Okay. Our sister four. Okay, hold on for one. Okay.
Okay, so for me, I believe that
Okay, you can pass the mic. Okay, tell me.
I choose option 2, which is to reject the offer to preserve the company's full adherence to Islamic ethics, because in the case it's mentioned that they can negotiate and request that Barakah allow a conventional banking institution for the investment. So when we deal with a conventional banking institution, that means we have to deal with interest. And interest is forbidden in Islam because Allah permitted trade and forbid interest. So this is not aligned with the Islamic ethics. So it will not preserve the company's full adherence to Islamic ethics, and there will not be barakah in the business, as we know that in Malaysia, the majority here are Muslim. It's a Muslim majority country, so I don't think it will have a good reputation on the business, and it will effectively impact its stakeholders, whether customers or investors, because maybe they will remove their funds from the companies, and this will reduce the profitability of the business. So I suggest that maybe Ahmed could use crowdfunding or microfinance just to make sure not to take that deal and have interest, because it will not flourish. That's all for me.
Okay. Thank you, sister. Thank you, this group. Okay, next group. No, not yet, not yet. Yeah, from group also? This one. Yeah, this one.
For question 1, the Islamic ethical principles are integrity, trust, amana, and tawakkul.
Yeah.
And for number 2,
Only one.
Ahmed's decision to justify taking money
Only
if
one
it
case.
is
Remaining only one. Continue, continue.
if it is used for charity acceptable in Islam. No, it's not. Can't you do that? What does it say?
You wrote brother.
Yeah?
No.
You know, what does this say?
Haram.
Oh. No. What does this say? Oh, not to use haram sources to make it halal. For number 3, he should approach employers and apply for jobs. And number 4, he should ask for advice. I think it's number 5. Where's number 5?
Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. This group, right? Okay, can you go first, sir, please, because of the time?
Who else?
Yeah, this group.
Okay. So our group choose the second option. We reject the offer. Ahmad reject the offer because the first one, it is not aligned with Islamic principles, of course, values in terms of financials and so on. And dealing with conventional banks involve elements of riba, gharar, and this is prohibited and contradict with Islam. And it mentioned that the product lines to a cheaper factory, it means that the quality will become lower because it comes from cheaper factory overseas. And if the customers know, it will lose customers' trust and break the ethical values.
Thank you. Yeah. This group. I think last one.
Yeah, we'll just keep it short. I think the thing we concluded altogether was that it's not clear whether or not it's actually going against our principles. So the first thing that we would do would be to actually negotiate terms. That would be the priority. Actually investigating what finances are being used, whether the money being injected is actually halal as well, whether there would be interest involved, and whether the factory would be Sharia compliant. That would be the main focus.
Okay, thank you very much for your participation. I think we are running out of time. I don't have time to wrap up all your solution, but your solution was very wonderful. Jazakumullah khairal jaza. I've come to the end of my presentation. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.